Welcome to Social Media Management BDAT 1007 Social Data Mining Techniques. This is the final presentation for Group 6 for Professor Rick Lambroff due December 16th, 2020. We'll start with our agenda today. We'll meet the team, go over the assignment overview, the project's timeline, the data we've analyzed, the technologies and tools we've used, a demonstration of the code, and a data analysis with Power BI. So to meet the team, we have myself, Allie Langdon, as the business analyst. I'll be going through the static presentation with you today. We have James Murney as a data analyst, George Yu as a business analyst, Pravesh Giri as our programmer, and Tejas Kumar Patel as our programmer. For our final presentation, we've done programming language using Python. This is our social media management with web scraping using Python stored in MongoDB, and finally the analysis is in Power BI. So our reviews came from Google verified reviews. We've done a web scraping with Python. We have stored that in MongoDB along with Azure Cognitive Services. Our data was then scraped with Excel, and then that is used with Power BI. Our project timeline is this. Our project came to life on November 25th when it was assigned. Our data, it was then scraped on December 10th, then stored on December 11th, and finally on December 12th, the data was analyzed. All right, so our data comes exactly from Google reviews. They were scraped from the web. We've studied 5 car dealerships in Barrie, Ontario. Those 5 dealerships are Honda, Kia, Lexus, Mitsubishi, and Nissan. The technologies and tools we've used are Python, MongoDB, sentiment analysis with Vader, Excel and Power BI, and Microsoft Cognitive Services. All right, so we've stored this data in MongoDB. You can see the collection names there. We have Honda, Kia, Lexus, Mitsubishi, and Nissan. For the sentiment analysis, we have positive, negative, and neutral reviews for each, and demonstration of our code. So you can see a little bit of our dashboard here. We have the 5 cars up at the top and each of the polarity sentiment and the subject sentiment. And thank you so much. I will be passing things on to James, who will take it from here.
Hi there, my name is James Murney. I am 1/5 of the BDAT 1007 final group for our final presentation. I'm going to be covering initial data collection along with storage of our data into our database, and then I'm going to pass it along to the remaining members of my team from there. As we can see here, our data analyzed were Google reviews from the web that were scraped, covering 5 different car dealerships in Barrie, Ontario, to get an idea of their sentiment and their perception from most favorable to least favorable. To start, of course, we used Python was our scripting language. So in here was our script to pull the reviews from online, and our urls.txt file here that we have in our folder is where we listed our different locations of our reviews that we wanted to pull from. So each one is a link to the Google Maps review for that dealership. So just to show quickly here, this is Barrie Nissan right here. And then each of the other 4 is for the other 4 dealerships that we used. So our Python script pulled all 5 of them, pulled 50 reviews per file and stored them into a CSV file, which we have here. Subject, ID review, the caption, so the actual content from each review, when it was placed, the rating at 5 stars on Google, username, amount of reviews they left before, if they had a photo or not, and then URL for that user. From this point, when we had our 50 reviews for 5 dealerships, 250 total in Excel, we wanted to store that, of course, into our database. We used MongoDB. Here we can see that it's already uploaded. So our total documents, 250 we have in our cluster, and same content here. So we have our subject, ID, caption, date, rating, username, and then details on the user. So from here, we uploaded our 250 sets, our 250 large data set that was then used further down the road for our sentimental analysis and our dashboard creation. Go back to PowerPoint. Of course, the technologies that were used as a whole are on here. We used Python and MongoDB on the left side here were our main ones. Storage into a remote DB, like I said, we had our data stored into MongoDB as I showed. And from that point, we passed it on to our next teammate to complete our sentimental analysis. Thank you.
Hi, Rick. Thank you so much for your time. This is Jing-O. And here is my part of the presentation, which is the sentiment analysis. And here we are going to use two algorithms here. The first one is called the text block, and the second one is called the weighted sentiment analysis. So for the first one, we are going to use text block to transfer the original reviews into the polarity scores. And then these polarity scores will be used and be applied with the weighted sentiment analysis, and these scores will be transferred into the subjectivity scores. And both of these two data columns will be used in the data visualization later. So here I'm going to show the code. Basically, this is coding part of sentimental analysis, and you can find that from line 36 to 42. This is the way how we transfer the priority score into three classification. And from line 45 to line 51 is how we transfer the subjectivity scores into three classification of subjectivity. And this part is the key part of sentimental analysis. And in this part, you can see that how we apply the text block algorithm into the original data and get the priority score and then store them in the variable called sentiment. And also we transfer the data, the format of data, and then we will apply the previously set categorization of the polarity into the sentiment score, and the result will be the polarity sentiment categorization. And also here we will apply the weighted sentiment analysis on the data we get of the polarity scores. And the result will be the subjectivity scores, which will be stored in the variable which is called the subjectivity data. And eventually, we will apply the previously set classification of the subjectivity into the subjectivity data, and the resulting classification of the subjectivity will be stored in the variable which is called the subjectivity sentiment. And eventually, all the columns of data we need, including the subjectivity score and the classification and the polarity score and the classification, will be all stored together into the final dataset, which will be in the format of CSV. And this dataset will be used for the purpose of data visualization. And this is the end of my presentation, and thank you so much for your time.
Give you a brief overview of our project first. Here, you can see that we have imported some libraries necessary for our project, and we have a file that we scraped the data from Google Maps of the dealership. It has 7 columns, which we use to do the sentimental analysis. After doing the sentimental analysis here, we will save the data into MongoDB under their own table names, under their 5 own table names. After that, we would then output this CSV file for dashboard visualization as well as creation. So let me run this file for you to show you how the new file will look like when we do this processing. So it will say that the file has been created, and you can see here a new file has been created. So it will have additional 4 new columns: subjectivity, subjectivity sentiment, polarity, and polarity sentiment. And it would have its own values. But I would like to focus for my part on Microsoft Computer Vision AI. So this is a part of a Microsoft machine learning platform where we can try to use AI and machine learning to identify an image. For this, we are using this red Honda Civic image, using this image URL and putting it right here. And we will be running this AI function, and we'll try to describe the image, get the tags from it, as well as we'll try to describe the brand. We'll try to detect the brand, and let me run this quickly as well. So when we run this, we will get some results. So it detects that it is a car with some confidence of 99.63. It is an outdoor, as you can see, it's an outdoor, as well as it is a road. So it is on a road, and it has detected it as a Honda brand detected with confidence 79.2. And furthermore, to go a step ahead, I have trained the model here, and I have tested some images as well. We have seven tags, and under 7 tags we have 1200 images for training and testing. So if you see here, it detects it as a car with 99.9 and Honda as 82.1%. So this has been my presentation. I hope you like it, and I'd like to welcome my next friend for their own part. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Tejas Kumar Patel, and today I will be presenting you the final dashboard of our project, in which we are comparing the 5 vehicle dealership of Barrie, and we created this dashboard using Power BI. In this dashboard, we have also integrated the custom vision service from Azure for image classification. And in this dashboard, we have 3 different charts. One is for polarity sentiment, second is for subjectivity sentiment, and third one is the count of reviews by rating. Here, to make it more compelling, we created this 5 button filters for each dealership. So let's start with the Honda. So if I click on the Honda, we are getting the image of Honda, and here we are getting the prediction. So it has successfully predicted 99% as a car, 82% as a Honda, and 75% as a Honda brand. Here we are getting the polarity of the reviews. So we are getting the 90% of the reviews as a positive review, 4% review as a negative review, and 6% review as a neutral review. Same way for subjectivity, we are getting the 90% of subjective, 80% as objective, and 2% as neutral. And here is the chart for number of reviews by rating. So we have 6 reviews with 1 rating and 44 reviews with 5 rating. So if I click on the Kia, we have similar charts for Kia. So we have 100% prediction for car for this image, 37% for Kia, and 71% as a Kia Motors. For this, for Kia, we have 80% positive review and 6% negative, and 64% subjective and 24% objective reviews. For these reviews, we have 9 reviews as 1 star and 35 reviews as 5 star. Similar to if I click on the Lexus, we have Lexus car image here. It has successfully predicted 99% as a car, 83% as Lexus, and 73% as Lexus brand. For Lexus, we have 78% reviews positive, 6% reviews negative, and 70% subjective and 12% objective. Same way for Mitsubishi. Mitsubishi is a very interesting brand, and it has some ups and downs as a brand. So for Mitsubishi, we are getting 52% positive reviews, 18% negative reviews, and the subjectivity is 50%, objectivity of the reviews are 20%. For this, we have 9 reviews as 1 star rating and 32 reviews as 5 star ratings. For Nissan, we have 82% positive review, we have 76% subjectivity of review, and where we have total 7 reviews as 1 star rating and 41 reviews as 5 star rating. So every time we do the natural language processing of any reviews, we have this similar pattern of subjectivity sentiment, that most of the reviews are subjective, because every review person write is all about the perception of that person. So, and we can clearly see the same thing, same trend is following, is being followed here for this 5 dealership. And if we have to choose for choose the based dealership as a performance, we have the Honda with the 90% of positive reviews, and if you see on the lower side, Mitsubishi is the least performing dealership. So this is the end of our presentation. I hope you like this presentation, and thank you so much, Professor Rick, for guiding us through the semester. We had a fantastic semester. Thank you so much.